for most of us takes a lot out of our day. It takes the time that we would want to spend with our family. But what if the family runs together? Today, let's meet a couple that runs together. Welcome Asha and Srini. Welcome on the show, and we'd like to hear from you about how, as a couple, you're managing your running and the rest of the life, right? So to start off, we want to kind of figure out how in sync you are. So we've created questionnaires for you. We want you to do it on the show. Answer it on the show. So you can now open the books and start answering them without letting the other person know the answers. Except two questions, all of them are your answer and your expectation of her answer.
This is, you want me to tell his favorite, is it? Or
Yeah, yours and what you think is his favorite.
his favorite.
Now we're done with the exciting question paper. Let's get to the more running part of the whole discussion, right? So we'll start with how you actually started running. I know Srini is the one who's probably started running earlier, but let's start with your story.
After he started running, the next year when he registered for a marathon, then I was supporting him with a bike. I was worried only about him, not about the others, and I was just wanted to be with him, and I finished. We enjoyed actually. We took a lot of photographs, and it was fun. When I was in my bicycle with supporting him, I should start running. Why I am in a bike? When I saw all the runners, so I was like very excited to start running. So for the next run, I also registered and I also started with my half marathon. That's how it started.
You started with a half marathon.
And then I used to do 10Ks just with the Hyderabad 10K
good, yeah.
once in a year. So it was not really regular runs. Once in a while I used to run, I used to jog, and it was like a break. After when he started his marathon, after that year only I started my running. I became little serious and I got the knowledge of what is run, what is marathon and all.
So once he started running, how did your running change?
I was always into running prior to long distance running. Earlier in the 2000, I came to Hyderabad in year 1999.
Oh.
And I think somewhere in 2003 or 4, that's when the Hyderabad 10K started. I always used to run the 10K, and during those days, I only knew the word marathon as an English word. We always used to use the word marathon in our
Any run is
workplace,
a marathon, right?
workplace. But I never knew what a marathon format is until in 2012, when I really got introduced to the Hyderabad Marathon. After that, I have been running, but after she got in, how it has really changed is it's really exciting at times when people see that, oh, you both are husband, wife, and both of you are running. And sometimes it's even more exciting when our kids also get into running.
Oh,
And in an event, in many events, all 4 of us will be on the road at the same time. It is more exciting when you experience something and you're feeling something and you want that experience and feel to have your family members also, especially your spouse and your kids, experience that and feel that along with you. That's the most exciting part.
The difficulty with running is the amount of time it takes out of our day-to-day life, right? Now, that becomes a little more magnified when both the members or the senior members of the family are out and you don't know, you have to come back and do that. How are you managing that together now?
One great thing about running and all the running events is it always happens on the weekends. So it has not been taxing at all for us,
Right.
at least for me on the work life. On the family life, to some extent, sometimes it is taxing. and especially when you want to travel. And I can relate a very, I don't know whether to say funny, it's a real adventurous thing that we as a family did when we had to go to a Chennai marathon last year. And that happened January 2018. We have 2 kids, 12 and 11. They're at a stage where they can either be left alone or you can take them along wherever you want
Nothing
to go
is
to.
safe.
So we took, for the Chennai marathon, it's the start of 4 a.m. We took a 12 midnight flight, Saturday midnight, Sunday early morning flight, and landed directly into the start area from the airport. And we finished the marathon, and both of us, and because both of us wanted to do that marathon.
Right.
And both of us registered, and straight from the finish point we came to the airport and we came back, so our kids are not left too long without us.
And must be quite a sight
Yeah.
at the airport counters. Right. So you've also done something as adventurous along with the kids anytime? No, it's like you as of now.
Yes, so with the kids we did the cycling and running. We did a Hyderabad Tirupati cycling, which is 700 kilometers.
The kids.
With the kids, and the kids were too young at that time. We couldn't leave them back here, and the first one was only 7 years old, and he cycled along with us, not all the 700 kilometers, but every day 50 kilometers, and he used to get into the support vehicle.
50 years is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot per day. And the younger one never used to leave me. He always wanted to be with me, so he was on my bike, sitting along with me, and I biked along with him.
So you counted as 700 or 1400?
I don't know, however you want to count it.
Okay.
It was 700 with a 30 kg boy on my cycle.
And I think for all people to know also that it doesn't have to affect your day-to-day life, or you don't have to be always worried about things that are not happening or happening at the family, right? It's lovely to hear.
Where you want to go, how you want to go, how much you are dedicated to your running or whatever it is. So it depends on that.
The family doesn't have to be together on the dining table.
And on the
It can be anywhere.
Yeah.
On the lighter side though, it is that on Sunday whenever she goes for a run, I miss my breakfast. That's the only thing.
Not missing the breakfast, little late it will be, that's it.
Slightly delayed, we call it. Let's get to the more, the science or not so scientific way of the way we run. How is it that you're handling your weekly runs, or is there a special training methodology or training schedule that you follow? Let me start with.
Sure. To be honest, I am more a gut feel runner. I don't really scientifically look at things too much. So for those who are probably listening to me or generally speak to me, I don't know whether they really feel good about after I speak about my experience, or they feel disappointed. Probably they may be expecting too much of theoretical stuff from me, but however, I feel that running is more natural to humans. And as I said, I have been kind of running, and the first marathon I did, a lot of people probably laugh at me. I didn't know what a marathon was. I didn't know how to train for a marathon. I just went and just ran it.
Right.
By saying so, I'm not saying that everybody must do it. Of course, there is a lot of science behind it, but all I would say is look at your body, listen to your body, and have a mindset. A lot of this running, especially long distance running, in my opinion, my personal opinion, is a mindset. There is a portion of your body, stamina, fitness, and all of that. But if your mind says, yes, I can do it, yes, I finish it, don't stop when you are tired, stop when you are done. If that's the mindset you keep, you can do any distance.
Okay, I'm going to learn from that because I've not gone beyond a lot of distances. But is that the same kind of methodology or philosophy you follow too? Or?
I also don't follow any training plans very much.
Right.
Whatever my mind says, today just do some workout, some swimming or any cycling, something like that. I'll just go whatever my mind says.
Right.
But I keep changing 2 days and 2-3 days
So
cycling.
It's kind of more flexible.
Yeah, I'll be like whatever. I don't particularly see any training plans and all. I'll do whatever I feel like.
That still helped both of you finish full marathons.
Yes.
And I think ultras, you actually done 2 half irons.
2 half irons.
You've done more than.
I have done about 26 full marathons till date. Two coming up next month. Two of them in next month. One is in Pune, and other one is our Hyderabad AHM. To kind of cover up your question, in summary, what I really feel is, many people also ask me this. So how many kilometers do you run every day? I always say, no, I don't run every day. So you don't have to run every day. All you need to make sure is you do some workout. It can be a yoga, it can be a simple sit-ups, it can be a simple rope skip, it can be anything. You just make sure you keep yourself fit, but make sure you have some amount of daily workout regime in your daily life.
Stay fit, kind of.
Yeah, keep yourself fit. It can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be that every day you have to run so many kilometers. Every week you have to clock so many kilometers for you to be fit. As long as you are fit, you can run.
I'm embarrassed, but but let's go with it. Like every time this happens, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing it right. But coming back to you, there are two skills that I'm assuming one of them he doesn't have. Second one, you let me know if he has or not, that he doesn't have that you follow, like swimming and singing. Both involve a lot of breathing, I'm sure. Is that something that you think helps you in the running way? I'm sorry, I have to get everything to the running because ultimately you're the runner, but I really want to know if that
swimming
works.
Helps. Yeah, swimming helps me a lot. It's like cross training, right? So swimming and cycling. So it really helps. I'll just alternately do all the three.
And the singing has no effect.
Yeah, but he listens a lot of music.
That helps him.
Yeah.
I don't have to hold my breath to listen. She has to hold her breath for singing.
I know. That's listens to her music in quotes. I not. But yeah, that's awesome. But getting to the running and hopefully more serious part of it is there something that you do? Training wise, I understand it's a little more. You're saying it's a little more flexible. She's also sounds like the training methodology is very flexible for both of you. But is there something you have to do about what you eat or what you should not eat, or what you drink, you don't drink? Anything that you think kind of might be helping out in your running?
I avoid all the junk. We prepare home food, whatever way we prepare at home, the regular food, we will have it. We won't go out too much, and outside food is not very frequently we have it.
But that's
our
how
South Indian food will be with all the nutritions, and I'll make sure that all the proteins, vitamins, everything will be included in
spoon tuppa
in my cooking. So that's how I manage.
And of course, I'm assuming.
Yeah. And he also likes the home food.
Holistically, if I have to take your question, it's not food for running. It's a food for your health, in my opinion, because running comes only if you're healthy.
True.
So a simple rule I always follow is, if you don't know what are the content of what you are eating, don't eat it, don't consume it. And to be honest, it kind of applies to so many packaged foods, and you don't know what is there in it. Of course, everybody puts all the ingredients and all those, but you still don't know. You only read the ingredients, but you don't know how those ingredients affect you at the end of the day. Whereas in a homemade food, you exactly know what you are putting in it, and it can be made as nutritious as possible. It may not be as tasty, but so that is a simple rule I follow. I take the question one step back. It's not for running. I always try to consume as much as natural, homemade, nutritious food. Stay healthy. Then automatically running comes.
Now that I heard something a little more controversial on what he said, how well do you think he cooks? Because he just said your food is not tasty.
I didn't mean that.
No, he won't say that.
Sorry about that.
He loves whatever I cook.
I'm listening to a lot of politicians. I try to get the wrong meaning out of everything.
He loves whatever I cook. Yeah, he also cooks, but very rarely. But actually, I can't eat whatever he cooks.
Hope you enjoyed our first couples episode with Asha and Srinivas. Please tune in again to our next episode to listen to more from them.